is to, get it on Uniswap, whether you buy on Trust Wallet, your ETH, or you buy 1,000 a day on Coinbase and send it over every 24 hours. That's the fastest way. Um, Once these things kick in, I am so confident that we are leaving this territory for good, and that is that's like a hard fact. I keep uh, I'm pretty anal and a perfectionist about it, and I keep rewinding all of the things that need to be done, and the things that have been done. And there's only a couple of things that are standing out, that once those are done, um, there's no reason for us to stay in this area anymore. So we are so close to taking off, and giving ourselves those rewards and that massive pump. Um, so yeah. I don't know if you guys, any comments. Let me stop talking for a little bit.
Is there anything you could tell us about the connections they made down in Miami, like as far as influencers, or can you expand on that part, or are we just waiting to make sure they're in right? You know, what I mean, they're set up before you actually tell us?
So I can go into, but before we, yeah, I mean, 100% until they're actually, signed and on paper and things like that. Um, I can tell you, like, people they met down there, just like um the project, Ship Doge. They were talking with that project for a little bit. There's a couple NFT projects. Forgot what they were called. Something Punks. And Joe was talking with them for a while, on just what they do. Um, there was a couple other NFTs that deal with, different aspects, like different utilities, like travel. There was a NFT down there that dealt with travel, right, where you can purchase tickets with cryptocurrency. It was a crazy thing that they were putting together. There's a couple of well, uh, let me tell you guys. I did some research today, um, on this company, and I still got to do more research, so I don't want to go too much in depth. But um, this freaking metaverse is sick. It's what we were talking about before, and they were down there. So they've got everything in their metaverse already. I mean, you can. I don't know how far it is. I still got to reach. I still got to research into it, like the in depth of how it works. But the Shadow Descendants, like life, where you can actually immerse yourself in the metaverse, and use your Shadow Descendant to walk around, is very real. Like, it's very real, and it is obtainable. So it's what we've talked about before, and this company that was down there, actually, it's one of the things they do. So it's something that we're going to definitely look into some more. I still got to research the company to understand, like, their actual, like, premise behind how it works, and if they're in infancy stage or how far they are along. But that's just one of the companies down there. Influencer wise, they connected big time with a couple YouTubers. One on a pretty large scale, and then another one that actually has, um, podcast community and all of that stuff. I think it was a podcast. But like I said, there are deals that are super close, and that are going to happen. But until they're done, you don't want to put them out there until we've actually said, all right, they're done, and they're coming on board. Um, but what matters about those connections is, it's not like you're emailing a guy and you're hoping he emails you back, or he tells you a price and he's like, all right, I'll do a freaking video, I'll put you guys up and blah blah blah. No, like, these guys actually were talking strategy. These YouTubers and influencers were giving, just experiences, what they look. They're gonna take care of us, not just on a YouTube scale. There was talk of like an AMA scale and other things as well. So yeah, April is gonna be a pretty large month for us. And you guys know me. As much as I can dish out, I'm going to. So get ready. Let's see anybody else's hand is up. Nope. Okay. So yeah, Rob. More details. As soon as we have some ironclad stuff, we'll drop those details for sure.
That's awesome. Those guys did such a good job down there, and I'm glad that perfect timing too. I mean, so glad that we were able to get in there. you know, only we were only around for 3 weeks and we got in there, so that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, well, it was the community member. Camille was able to. Well, he's got like a friend who basically is a pretty big pillar in that NFT Miami week thing. So when he called me, it was like literally last minute, and he was able to make it happen. It was so close that we were talking about it before, but I didn't think we were going to be able to make it. And a lot of us weren't able to schedule things in time. Um, and then on the way back, Joe actually his flight got canceled along with like I don't know how many people's flights got canceled. It was insane. So we were hustling yesterday morning trying to find him a flight. We couldn't find him a flight. So I just told him last minute, I'm like, go get a car and you got to start driving. And he lives in New Jersey. So that's 18 hours. So yeah, he's probably a bit tired. But yeah, he drove for a straight. Well, he rested a little bit, so he probably was on the road for almost 24 hours.
That's awesome. I mean, even after a long, long week, or long couple of days going out there, showing our project that he did that. That's fantastic. But that's what I love about this group. We all play our part.
Yeah, yeah, like these cells that we see. It's literally people that have never participated in our group, and I don't think have still. How much as I say we've got to continue to preach and chill, and we've got to keep pushing. All of that stuff works. All of that stuff is like the meat and potatoes of everything. Like the influences, all that stuff, it works. But the shilling and pushing and all that stuff, that's what's up. And these people that are selling, like, we could look back and we're like, what the hell? Like, what did they sell for? Um, I still cannot find a project that is doing the amount of reflections we are doing and showing. Um, the concept of me buying another coin that only gives reflections in the native token, especially the one percenters. Like I'm probably never going to look at that stuff ever again. Um, but I'm going to keep drilling it, and the more we put out there, we're going to go full campaign this month, and it's going to be pretty big. There's going to be a PR campaign that's going to be dished out, and it's going to hit um, every major media outlet that we can think of, including Asia. So it's going to be pretty big. It's a company that's has been recommended by a lot of people. Um, but we're talking like Yahoo Finance, we're talking media outlets in Asia, we're talking like um, CNBC, Bloomberg, all of those things. We are going to target Bitcoin, Bitcoin.com. I think it was Bitcoin.com or Bitcoin TV, something like that. But all of those media outlets are going to be getting our PRs dished out, including Asia, just to push the word out some more on top of the YouTubers, because I still think people don't get it. I still think they don't get the massive potential that we're looking at.
They don't. We have such a solid core and a group of people that are doing this because they want to do it. And I just realized how much more I'm into this token. It's unbelievable. If they could see that, they would go, "Oh my god, this is 100 times better than what I'm invested in before." You know.
It's funny. I said that about you earlier. After you got off, I was talking to Chris. I was like, it's crazy. I used you as an example from the beginning to how active you are now.
Dude, it's like I'll be on the chat with you guys, and I'll be like, okay, I gotta go do the work, but then I'm back on in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? I can't put it out. It's like it's addicting. It's like I just want to know it's like I want to know. I just want to talk to you guys. It's cool, you know, and we're pushing through. We're getting our ideas out, and we're making things happen. And geez, we only been in business for three and a half weeks. This
Yeah,
is unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. That's I always research other coins, and it seems like everybody's in a slump. Like Rich Boss said it earlier. He said that I was in the middle of stuff, and I caught some of the voice chat earlier, and Rich Boss said, "Watch and see. A lot of coins are gonna die on the next pump because they've already had their run. They've already had their utility. They've already had their time. So they got nothing else to offer right now on the table. So when there's a bull run, um, we can survive any storm. And those are his words. Like we can survive any storm. If someone sells on us, guess what? Reflections in our pockets. And then we got buyback money. Um, and it's vice versa. Once these people start, selling back and forth, and the volume picks up, there's no stopping this thing. Like people are going to be putting testimonies on top of testimonies just from the Ethereum they're going to be getting. I mean, who the hell gets $50 to $100 in Ethereum a day? And that's on the lighter side. If you're stacking up, you're talking 200 to 300 is what we are forecasting. Um, in the near future, just on a big pump, $200 to $300 in Ethereum is possible per day if we get to a huge amount of holders that are buying and selling constantly.
So, like I said, man, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said before, man, that's exactly right. Like if we hit the bull run, man, a lot of coins is gonna die. A lot of tokens are gonna die. A lot of alt tokens is gonna die. It's because people gonna take money. They're gonna FOMO into the big projects, like I said. And the biggest thing, man, for us, we're good. Like everybody in the project right now, just think of it like, it's our foundation. You got to lay the foundation. The thing is, what we're trying to target and our market that we trying to, the group of people that we're trying to target, we're trying to target smart money. Our next move, like the people we got in the project, right? Even the people that sell, right? Those are the people like we have, like our foundation. Our next step is to target smart money, right? Those are the stuff that we want to target first, smart money. So we're going after smart money. After we get smart money, right? Then we go after paper handlers. So there's literally a strategy that we can implement and for us to be successful. The thing is, everything is just going to take a little time. And like I said, within that time is the market's still going to be doing its own little thing because any project right now, like it's not doing nothing. No project is 100x and no project is 1000x and nobody's doing that right now, right? Every project is trying to do it, but they're not understanding is uh, smart money is not in play. Like that's why the whole market is why is it right now. You got to understand how smart money works. And the thing is like uh once we figure out, once we target the smart money and it comes into play into our project, it's going to be massive. It's just going to keep running, 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 and never stop. And that's what we're trying to target. So it's like I said, there's always a strategy that we got that we're going to implement and that where we're going to. And then after smart money, we can target all the paper handlers we want. But until then, smart money comes first because smart money is what moves the market. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking, if you don't believe, if you want to understand what's smart money, look at how the way that Ethereum and Bitcoin move as a whole. And look at how when it times to go up, times to go down, you see it moves together. You know what I mean? That's considered smart money. When the big players come in, or you know, uh people are buying and selling at the same time. Because you understand, if you guys look at the market really, uh a lot of money's coming into the crypto market every day, but a lot of money's also going out, and that's why the price stays where it has to stay, because as fast as how they buying, as fast as how they selling. When you guys see that little uptick of money coming in, that just mean the buys are more than the sells. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say smart money has kept Bitcoin at bi- at at bay really much. They kept Ethereum at bay. Now that we're going into second quarter, and that's the metaverse, and a lot of stuff supposed to be coming out in that quarter. Now smart money's trying to activate that and push that button and be like, hey, let's give it a run. And they're literally setting up, the market is literally setting up to take people money. So that's why I said, like, we're in a perfect position to survive anything. And like I said, anybody comes in and they leave, it's still, that's a lot of money that's still in taxes they're going to pay. Because you might remember 13% taxes is a lot. And then you got to remember 3% is also going back to the liquidity pool. So regardless of not anyhow you put it, we still, in a good position.
Yep. Yep. That's 100%. That is 100% right. It is literally patience. And um I'm not the person to preach patience, right? I've got to work on my patience a lot. Trust me, I've been in projects and I've become impatient when I was early in the market, and understanding crypto and things like that. I've been impatient many, many times, and I've lost my ass because I was impatient. And then you learn, obviously, with time. But, you know, just like you said, you look at any project right now, especially the big projects, um, they have nothing going on. They have nothing going on, or they're in a waiting period. And we have set ourselves up perfectly. Like Rob said, it worked out perfectly for the Miami event. Our website was ready. Our white paper, I rushed it. Right, I still got stuff I got to fix on the white paper. It looks perfect, but I'm not done fixing it yet because I rushed it because I wanted it to be on the website. I wanted those guys to go out there ready. I don't want them to go out there and just feel stupid when they, pull up something and is, where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Everything's right there for that person. And then we can fix little things as we go. Um, but we are setting ourselves up perfectly. And remember, in crypto, it only takes one thing. It literally takes one thing for 500 to 1,000 holders to just immerse themselves into the project. And once that happens, then you get another 1,000 holders, and you don't even know where they're coming from at this point. They have just learned that this is the trend and we need to follow it. So um, I always say, if you're in, you're in. Um, if you trust the project, and you trust the process, you're good. If you don't, then you will have a weak period and you will sell. And then you'll be chasing, what trends are coming next. So everything is lining up perfectly. And 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks to a month it feels like we've been going on for 3 months. That's how time feels sometimes. But you look back and you're like, damn, it's going to be 1 month tomorrow. And we've been able to achieved so much in that month. You know, we've able to attend a NFT Miami event. We've able to construct our NFTs and organize them. We've able to have a brand new website, brand new white paper, um, and we are ready for bigger things now. We're just ready for bigger things, and we did things unorthodox. We did things differently than what usually tokens do. Um, because usually tokens promise, 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 then pump, 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 then dump, dump, and then it's like, oh well, let's figure stuff out then, So so everything's a learning experience, but everything is lining up really, really perfectly, especially the way the market is looking right now. Um, and the dips that we are being presented, people that are selling their big bags are giving opportunity to people that want to enter the market. I mean, I've seen some new buys come in, and people have been able to buy. What is it? I mean, like, what was it, Brandon? Like
Like 80
20
quad.
quad? What
Yeah,
was it?
we had an 80 quad buy last night, and then we had another guy who just came in the project, got like 20 quad for like $1,000, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly. So, um, just those opportunities that people are presenting, people are waiting for those opportunities, because the way our chart is looking, I always look at the 4 hour chart. I never look at 15 minute, 5 minute. That's all mumbo jumbo. It's all over the place. But you look at the 4 hour chart, it gives you a better story. If you look at the weekly chart, then it gives you a much better story. But the 4 hour chart is where I like to go to the most. And every single, yeah, pump, 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 and then you've got a mega dump, and then it's all bought up. It's always bought up. There's always the sellers are always stronger than the bulls. The bear is always stronger than the bull. That's why there's a bear in the bull. Um, and when the bears sell, they sell everything they have in them, and when the bulls buy, they buy with what they got. Um, but every single dump, you've got people, the smart money, you've got the people that are taking their reflections, and granted, the ether has been a little bit expensive, um, but the chart looks good. Every single dump that we've had, especially major ones. Two things: it looks good for new investors, right? It looks good that they have depleted their bags, and they're allowing smaller bags or new investors to come in. Um, so that's good. It's more. How does one of our team members say it? He's like, you moved up on the reflections chart. Basically, you get the reflections faster now because that person ahead of you sold or something. So this is the dream for us, for the team. This is the dream, is to build something that has a multi-quality. It has a security against bad weather days, well, bad market days, right? um Once we get going, guys, once we have, this is the mentality you need to think about, right? Once you get to like 5,000, 10,000 holders, now you've got 10,000 minds. You've got 10,000 psychologies working, right? And what do you want? What do you want more than anything? You want reflections. So these 10,000 holders are going to be buying and selling all day, right? Nobody's in unison. Nobody's going to buy at the same time and sell at the same time. You've got Dick over here is going to sell, and Harry over there that's going to buy, or Harry that's going to sell, okay, and then Charlie over here is going to buy. And it's just going to be a constant thing all day, all day. And what do the holders benefit from? Reflections all day, 5% ether reflections, just gobbled up. That's passive income. That's how you make it, whether you keep your job or you quit your job if you make enough of it. That's how it works. That's the dream. Um, forget the overnight pumps. They do nothing for people. The rock solid foundation, the rock solid holders, people that we can bring in. There was a big buy yesterday, right? And the greatest thing about that is he bought low. And if he decides to sell high, guess what? That's fine. That is fine. It's just opening up opportunities and feeding the reflections where they're supposed to go. So that's the difference that we are trying to portray in this market, in this crypto market, that every other coin just about is not focused on. Um, a lot of projects do 1% reflections, and when there's a mega pump, the holder does not care about the reflections because one, you don't realize them. In my eyes, I don't view it that way. Like I can't percept what the reflections are reflecting as a dollar amount. All I know is my coin has pumped 10x, and I know it's worth, as a full bag, it's worth 10K or something like that. So if I want 10K, I have to deplete my whole bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's one of the strengths of this particular project is, like, generally speaking, like, really the last well, really since we launched, we've kind of been sitting in that 7 to 10 million market cap range, which is really a trader's like dream scenario, because they can trade that stuff all day long, which is great because if they decide they want to trade and do what traders do, your long-term holders are going to get the passive income from that, the Ethereum reflections. And then not only that, but once a lot of these partnerships, we start doing a lot of these partnerships and influencers, you're going to get your pump. So your people who have the mentality where they want to get in, make a quick pump, and they want to go, they're also going to have opportunity for that. So really, it's one of the unique projects where all three scenarios, no matter how you like to invest, it's welcomed. It's because it all benefits the chart, and in particular, it benefits the long term holders because we're here to collect the passive income. So it doesn't matter to me if you buy. It doesn't matter to me if you sell. It just doesn't matter because it doesn't, like, no matter what you do, I'm going to get you the Ethereum, the 5% Ethereum regardless, and then I can use that Ethereum, to funnel some into some of my other investments. So it's really a win-win for the entire community, no matter who or investor or what mindset invests.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been getting reflections when Ether was 2,500, right? So if you're someone that just stacks Ether in their wallet, um, it's gone up $1,000 ever since then. So, automatically you've already appreciated your bag of reflections that have already appreciated, and in our opinion, with all of our team feels the same way. Ethereum is only getting started. It has so much potential. Everything you do requires Ethereum. If you go on the NFT networks, all the serious NFT networks require Ethereum. Um, there is other chains on there, but the Mag Daddies, the real serious projects, they're all Ethereum based. They cost more, but you know what? It's worth it. It is definitely worth it because if you look at a chart, right? It shows an Ethereum chart. It shows strength, and it shows people have to make sensible decisions when they're trying to dump. Other networks, in my opinion, you'd see freaking up and down, candles all day long because there's no, you know, there's no how do I say it? There's no consequence to it. And then you don't get straight up Ethereum. Like if we wanted to do Ethereum rewards, you wouldn't get Ethereum rewards. You would get pegged Ethereum. It's a little bit complicated. It's weird, right? You get Ethereum peg, which you have to sell. It's a Binance kind of fork. Am I right, boss? It's like a Binance fork type of deal, and you gotta sell it on the Binance chain.
Yeah, visit. Yep, yep.
Yeah. So it's a messy ordeal, So that doesn't make sense. The Ethereum that we are getting, you don't have to connect your wallet to anything. You don't have to add an address to anything. It goes straight to your wallet. You can send it to Coinbase, which deals in ERC20. Even their USDT is ERC20. That's how they deal. And that's how you cash out. You know what I mean? You want to make a nest for yourself. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Um, and we're open. Like, we are constantly taking up ideas and constantly working. And don't forget, like, this is only the beginning. If you've seen Reflections so far, if you've been tracking the Reflections wallet, um, you'll know what's in that wallet right now and what's going to be dished out pretty soon.
Yeah, not only that, but like if you guys think about like the metaverse is going to be really big here coming up, and all the things you do inside the metaverse is gonna oftentimes it's going to cost Ethereum. Whether it's like there's a sushi bar where you can go to a sushi bar and you can pay for sushi, and that takes Ethereum. So literally, like to participate in some of these things, like these concerts and these events inside the metaverse, you need Ethereum, and this project is going to supply the means to be able to kind of do some of those interactions. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things you can do, and even to the point where like we had a community member, he was talking in our Telegram about he went to the gas station, he paid with his Coinbase card with his reflections, and he got 1% Ethereum back. So like it's actually passive income, because traditionally if you're getting paid in like a native token, like you don't have passive income until you sell that token, and then you take that money and send it to your bank account. That's when you actually see that you realize passive income. Whereas
wait. I might have missed that. I don't know if I was busy. You're saying he went to a gas station and he paid for gas with our reflections?
yeah. So he there's
Oh my
apparently there's like a Coinbase credit card, and it'll just use the Ethereum in your wallet. And when he does the transaction, he gets 1% back as Ethereum. So yeah, it was crazy.
I know about the Coinbase card, right? It's just like Uphold. Uphold is another place that you can purchase your top dog cryptocurrencies. But I did not know. There's a couple of gas stations by my house and a store that have they accept Bitcoin. They might accept Ethereum. I don't know. I never checked, but that's what I'm talking about. This is the dream. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Is to where this individual is able to go to the freaking gas station and use the Ethereum um reflections that he got. I mean for me to fill up my tank right now is freaking $80 to $100. But I mean, shit, if you've got $50, $60 in reflections and you just filled up your gas tank, I mean, this is the dream we're talking about. This is the shit we're talking about, where he doesn't have to use the money in his bank. He doesn't have to use anything. He doesn't even have to cash out his Rising Sun tokens. He's just got the Ethereum that he's gained from people buying and selling, and he's able to use it to pay for his everyday um you know things. That's amazing. Hmm.
Living off reflections, I'm telling you. I mean, and you're not even selling your bag. I mean, there's nothing better than that. And like you said, we're the only ones that give you the Ethereum with no hassle. The other places, you're pegged Ethereum. You have to go to another website. Then you have to pay a gas fee. We're Ethereum straight to your wallet. That's a huge difference. To take
Yeah.
steps out of the system, there's too many steps in the system of cryptocurrency in general. But to take the steps out and just make it one less step and cheaper, that's great. And you can wake up with different amounts every single day. I mean, we are just like still in the assembly line. I cannot wait till this thing hits, Coin Market Cap, Coin Gecko. I mean, it's going to explode. I mean, we're kind of like the Ford and Dodge. We're paying dividends. We're not like all these Inu coins pump and dump. let's get an influencer to get us in there, life of the coin, 6 months, then boom, on to the next. No, we're not in you. We're like an altcoin. I mean, we want to be an altcoin. It's more something you hold and you stick around with. That's what I love about this project.
Yeah. Yeah. You said it. You said it. You took the words right out of my mouth, because a lot of these projects that have tried to do what we are doing have to have an app, right? You've got to connect your wallet, which is already a big red flag in my opinion, where you connect your wallet to like some shit and you don't know what's gonna happen. Um, so you connect your wallet, then you've got to like claim it, then you've got to like pay a gas fee. Then who the hell? In my opinion, I'm an impatient person. Um I don't like too much shit that I got to do. I like shit streamlined. You know what I mean? I like stuff done on an easier scale. It's one of the reasons why I love Apple. I love Apple phones. I love iPhones because it's just like it's streamlined. You know what I mean? Everything's the same way. I know it's gonna work. It's gonna last me good 2 years, and then it's gonna get shitty, and I need a new one. But I know it's gonna last me straight 2 years. I don't got to worry about it. And it's the same thing this way. Like we wanted things that are not going to complicate people's lives. You know, wake up and you got Ethereum in your wallet, because that's where this place is going. Like gas stations accepting gas. You can go to a restaurant and I want people to say, hey, you know what? I just paid for my dinner tonight with Ethereum. I just took out people to drinks with my reflections. You know what I mean? That is a accomplishment on its own, where people can literally live off their Ethereum. You know what I mean? They live literally off their reflections. We can get there. Oh my God. I mean, we're not even that far right now, and we're being tested right now, big time. Like the people selling are screwing up bad, because it gets gobbled up. One, it gets gobbled up, and then two, you're selling for freaking peanuts. Like the biggest sell I saw was like 4 grand or 5 grand. Like that doesn't do shit, especially where I live. That doesn't do nothing. You might live a month off of that. Um, I like I said before, I just think people have not grasped it yet.
Dude, these people don't even listen to the AMAs. Like
Mm-mm.
everyone here, like these people are just buying it like it's an in you shit coin. They're not even listening to the AMAs. They have no idea what we accomplished in 3-4 weeks. It's amazing, and it's like we're the only ones doing 5% Ethereum straight to your wallet, no hassles. It's like once people catch on to this, we hit CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko this week or when it comes, this thing's going to be huge. And it's just, I think a lot of these people are waiting for that, that to happen before they could jump into projects because that's what they're used to. They need to see, Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko. We were actually talking about this on the Telegram earlier. I mean,
Okay.
these catalysts are so important. I think Rome mentioned that. He's like, yeah, a lot of these people are waiting for Coin Market Cap and it's going to be huge. But what I love about it, we're doing it right. We're not just pumping it just to, this isn't a 6 month coin. I mean, this thing's going to sit here and it's going to be an altcoin one day. It really is. And once we, I know us and I know what you could do. We're going to have our own card eventually in a couple of years or whenever it happens. But I could see us having our own card with reflections. And that's exactly the future and what cryptocurrency was made to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I only say this because a lot of you guys, like, I've gotten so close with you guys, and I keep telling you, like, I keep telling people in the AMAs, I'm like, don't sell yourself short unless it's a dire situation where you need money. I get it. If you need money, I understand it. But I've been there. I've been there where I sold out in a project and I knew 1000%, like I was chasing some shitty project, but I did it because I didn't know better. I was new to the market. So now I tell people, like, listen, you find something, you stick with it, because if you let it go, you're not going to find what you think you're going to find. I've had people message me and they're like, oh, I've got to sell. I need the money. And then they go to put it in a different coin that has nothing going on. just because they're looking for that quick high, So, bottom of my heart's like, this team, you've met the team. Like, everything is focused on exactly what people are doing, like that. They're paying for gas, paying for dinner, paying for a vacation, paying for a plane ticket, things like that off your reflections. That's going to take us to the moon. That's the type of stuff that are going to take us to the stratosphere.
Lies bigger. Go ahead. Sorry, Brandon.
No, I was just saying, and that's the type of thing that you can't see like on a chart. So and what I mean by that is a lot of times when you talk about this project, and we've seen it like on, some live streams and so on and so forth, the first thing they look is the chart, and then that's the end of their research, and they don't do like any research. And it'd be great if they would just pop into the Telegram and hear some of these testimonials where people are paying for dinner and they're paying for gas with their reflections. And the amount of reflections, like the one person was telling me that they've gotten over like $1,300 in reflections. It's like, that's the type of thing that you can't see that on the chart. The chart's gonna fix itself. Like, as we roll out what we're rolling out, like, we're gonna have a steady growth. Like, that's been the plan since day one. The plan was never, we're going to pump it at launch and do 100x. And generally speaking, and I don't speak for the people who sold, but generally the people who sold they were looking for that quick 100x, and they're at the point where they want to cut their losses and then take whatever profits they have. But that's the biggest thing, is once people, once we start getting, more exposure, and some of these things happen, like CoinGecko, and getting more exposure, because a lot of people, they pay close attention to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. The chart, they're going to start flocking in. It's just going to be a domino effect, and then we're going to start rolling out, a lot of the marketing and things that we have. So a lot of it is just going to be just like a slow, steady progression, and that's kind of what we've been saying since day one too.
What's great about it is, like, to say what you're saying is, like, when you look at a chart, you don't get to see the heart of the coin. Like, people invest in like ADA, for example, because they were told to. They don't know the owner. They couldn't name the owner or the developers or anything involved in that, or like Shiba Inu. I mean, people don't know the owner. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like right here, you got the 20, 30 people, the heartbeat of this coin. You get to see what you're going to get. I mean, and yeah, I've made over $1,400 in reflections, $1,400 reflections, and we barely had any trades. We're still on the assembly line. I mean, I couldn't imagine where that's going to go once it takes off. But I'm just saying, like, people, why would anyone that's selling is not on the AMAs? I mean, they're not on the AMAs. They're just buying it to sell it because I didn't make money this week. And another YouTuber told me they're all into the hype of cryptocurrency, and that's kind of like what we're changing with our coin. And I'm a perfect example. I was a short seller. I day traded for probably 6-7 months, and I actually switched the way I look at things and the way I do things to make reflections. I did the math, and it's like, if I make 50 grand in reflections buying in, if I'm the last one standing, I'm going to make over 50 grand, because then if everyone sells, I'm going to make over 50 grand in reflections. Plus, if the coin goes, $80,000, $100,000, that's 13,000 divided up between the community. You're going to make even more. But I'm not even worried about the sellers. I don't even look at the chart. It's just because I know they're not into this coin, or they got airdropped and they're just trying to get a quick buck. They're not into it like it's meant to be. And I think that's what we have to express in the language we have to get out, is this isn't a average coin. This is something like an altcoin. It's not an Inu coin, not a meme coin. It's something that's actually something you want to hang out with.
Yeah, and I know that it's probably impossible, but I would love for like a 24-hour experiment in order for you to be able to look at a chart, you have to visit the site. And the reason I say that is because if you get eyes on the site, you're going to see the quality of the project that, we're working with. Whereas, like we said before, like you can't see that from the chart. So I would love it if there was a way where we could do that. I know it's impossible because it's a chart, but I'm just trying to make the point that I wish those investors who the first thing they want to look at is the chart and the price action, just check out the website and kind of look and see like all the things that we have going and we're lining up and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I would love to see happen more frequently versus first stop is the chart.
Yeah. That's absolutely the case right now. Some YouTubers have actually looked at the website and they are considering the project. Like I said, they're waiting for that Coin Market Cap, Coin Gecko, because that's just the type of investor they are. But you're right. I mean, long term, the amount of reflections that are going to be dished out are going to be insane. We're not going to be able to catch up. We're not going to be able to catch up with how many people are going to be joining the Telegram and whatnot.
Yeah, and if you visit the site, like I would just challenge someone, like would look at the site and like point out like what is bad, like just because there's so much information and it kind of like guides you through like the whole like program and everything that's going on with the project. There's so like it really does like a good job of like outlining what we're doing, and we've even seen those like organic impressions on some of these YouTubers who we threw a comment in their stream and they looked at the site and they were blown away. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, where I said I wish they had to look at the site before they looked at the chart, so they can kind of get like the full picture. And then obviously you can look at the chart for all the data and get make your decisions from there. But yeah, if they would just take a second to just do a little research and see what we're about before immediately going to a chart. And then obviously, like I said, a lot of the stuff we have going on is gonna fix that. But it's just such a good like philosophy and good structure, and we're doing some things that just haven't been done in the space, and I'm just super excited for it.
It's just a bunch of traffic. There's 25,000 coins out there. We really need to get rid of 24,900 coins. There's really only 100 coins that actually have value. We're brand new, and that's the only thing we're guilty of, is being brand new. Once people see and realize what this is all about, there's so many things out there that they're just going to go away. And I think Rich Boss said it, and Dave, you mentioned Rich Boss said it. A lot of these coins are just going to disappear. Once they do, it relieves the traffic, and people will start noticing us. And it's like, so we got to have a little bit of hype to our coin, but we're not here to pump and dump, and that's what makes this cool, because we realize the difference, because we've all been in this industry long enough to know what a coin and token should be about.
Yeah, trying to change the mentality is the biggest thing. Like when it comes to marketing is easy. Marketing is the easiest thing that we can do, because all you got to do is marketing is, like Rich Boss said, actually depends what type of investor you're trying to target. Like, you put out YouTube videos, the followers, the subscribers of that YouTube channel are going to participate. They're going to participate in the project. You put out PR reports and campaigns, you're going to get those people to participate. And then you just have a whole following after that. But the marketing part is the easiest. The hardest part is constructing a fully functional website, which a lot of these coins don't do. Having a utility, like our first utility is the Ethereum reflections. And the reason why we picked NFTs is because that's just a whole different beast. And to have that community come in as well, just gives us even more strength. So it literally is on the tipping point of full exposure and just people dumping trusted money into this, because that's exactly what we want, is a smart investor, people that are willing to put in money and let it ride and understand the concept of what Ethereum reflections can really bring.
There's so much traffic. Once these cars start to exit, they're going to see, what I mean? It's not every car is going to get to its destination, and we have the making of everything, and we're doing something that people don't do. And unless they copy us or anything like that, I'm just saying they're lost without a basic common core. They just are pump and dump. Let's make our money and get out. And I'm so glad we're not like that.
Exactly. I've got people, like I've got family members and things like this, and I've explained it before. Like, these people are long-term holders. They put in their money, and they don't understand the buying and selling concept. They just want to make those Ethereum reflections, because that's exactly what I talk about when I talk to people is passive income. You know what I mean? Like, if this is something that you're trying to make a quick write up, you might win that. You might find that quick write up, but it's always a gamble. It's always a gamble. Like, who's going to sell first at that point?
They were better if they held it in the long run, right? I mean, if they pump and dump it or sell it right away, they would have made more in the long run if they would have stayed.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy notion that you've been able to make, over $1,000 in reflections in the period of time. But even if someone made $500 in reflections in the close to a month that we've been active, that's $500 in a month that you never had before on a very, very low volume setting right now. And we've done the math like a million times, me and the team, and we're just flabbergasted by just a 10% rise in volume would be just stupid of what that dividend wallet is going to be dishing out.
And that's just the buy-ins. I mean, double it. If you held on and everyone sells, you're doubling it. I mean, the reflections are going to double because you get a 13% sell tax. I mean, it's there. Everyone's going to stick in for the reason of reflections alone.
Exactly. That's the smart money right there. That's the smart money. And if you do achieve that, I mean, right now the quads are cheap. You know what I mean? But they're so on the edge of not being available. You could see it, like $1,000 to get 20 quad right now. If we pump and we erase a 0 or 2, those quads are not going to be available anymore. Not anymore. Yeah.
It'll happen really fast. And CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, I think, are very huge catalysts. And the marketing and everything like that. I mean, I have my bag. I don't know. I'm just happy I do, because people should jump on what they can, because I'm serious. Like, it's a couple, 2-3 weeks away.
Absolutely. Like, we've seen other projects try to copy what we've done. Brandon will tell you, like, Oleg will tell you, like, we've seen the other projects do what we've been trying to do, but they didn't figure it out. I don't know what happened, but it's not the same. Like, to streamline Ethereum right into your wallet is not, there's not a lot of projects doing it right now. Nobody's doing it. There's a couple of projects that I'm not going to name, and they're going through some trials right now. A lot of projects are going through trials because all the smart money is buying up Ethereum. They're buying up Ethereum, and they're getting back into Bitcoin, and they're basically selling out of all of their 1% or 2% reflection coins, because you know what, I don't see I don't have anything right now. Like, my portfolio is basically stripped down. Like, I have my original altcoins because that is what I believed in from a long time ago, from the original cryptos. And I don't get reflections on those. Like, those are things that if they appreciate, they appreciate, and if they don't, they don't. And to be honest, their utility hasn't come through in like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, projects have taken their sweet ass time in producing utilities. And you're right, Rob. the majority of these projects, you don't even know who the hell is behind them for the most part.
You get those reflections monthly. We're at the program set up. We can get them twice a day, which is great. What does the so how does the roadmap look in April?
Oh, the roadmap in April is pretty hefty right now. So the roadmap in April, you've got the audit coming, and that's just like just a showcase, show off type of thing that will just give more trust for investors to understand the security aspect. CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, of course. The influencers that we're going to have that are going to do reviews on our project. The staking that I'm hoping before the end of the month will be ready. But staking, I talked to the website guys. They are working on the platform right now with the developers, doing a little testing. They're going to be dishing out the platform on the website pretty soon, so we'll see it on there. So I want to mark up staking to start in April, but not yet. I don't want to give false dates on that. Other catalyst, the full PR campaign, that's going to go out this month, and that's pretty huge because the person that's working on it, we hired someone that's a specialist. She's a specialist in PR and like big investors for crypto. So she is working that. She's actually at a convention right now in Portugal, and she's just making some connections down there and talking to people down there. So hopefully we see something out of that as well. But on top of the PR report, if we can squeeze out another influencer before the end of the month, that would be massive as well. But all in all, that's just to gain as many holders as we can in April before we actually start the staking.
Is there anything we could do to help out besides Shell?
You guys are doing it. You guys are doing it like that. The shilling, the community, sharing your experiences. Those things are massive. Those things are, we do the job of putting out the marketing and putting out the YouTubers and things like that. But you got to remember, like all the shilling you're doing, all of those, AMAs and all of those voice chats, things like that. Those are stamps in history. So the more we shill, the more Twitter gets active. When these investors come in and they check our track record, you just see a long history of activity. You know what I mean? Which gives the notion that we're here to stay for a very long time. So yeah, those things, those catalysts in April will kick off. If we can squeeze in the staking before then, that'll be freaking awesome. And then for May, it's a totally different beast. For May, I mean, we should be established enough with enough holders to start focusing on the next NFT collection and the next utility that's coming out.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to add a few things about reflections. Not everybody could afford a house, a rental property, pay $200,000 and then get $1,500 out of it a month. Over here in this project, I invested I would say roughly about 10K, and I already made over $1,300. I have 3 properties, and they're only bringing $1,500 a month. Over here, I made $1,300 in about 3 weeks. Like, you can't beat that. That's passive income. That's going to be for our kids. We're going to leave that, have them enjoy it. They won't have to work hard as us. It's like, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the picture we're trying to paint. And you guys know me, like I'm any free time I have, I try to be in the trenches as much as possible and chill it as much as possible too, because I believe in it 1,000%. Like it was always a dream for me to do something like this. I just never had I just never did it. I just never did it, and an opportunity presented itself, and we were able to get it right. We were able to perfect it. Um, so one thing with this project, and it's a security feature. In the most part, it's a security feature, but um, the way the Ethereum works, like for example, if I were to send tokens between wallet to wallet, or if I were to send tokens from the actual supply to a wallet, um, you still get hit that 13% tax. So you get hit that 13% tax. One, that's a security notion in itself, but um, there's always Ethereum working. And that's what I mean by Ethereum. Like Ethereum is king. It always works its way in, no matter what. Like whether we're doing giveaways, um, with tokens, there's always a tax. Whether we're trying to move tokens to another location, except exchanges, like exchanges, you don't get hit with swaps. It's a big thing on our radar, actually. That's part of the roadmap as well. We want to get on as many swaps as possible. The guys were doing research on a lot of swaps around the world, and some of these swaps have crazy activity. I'm talking like 1 million users, $1 million um you know volume every single day. And then we still keep our reflection. So believe it, we're going to get on as many swaps as possible. Some swaps offer cheaper gas than others. um so that'll be a huge help in this fight of obtaining as much volume as possible.
Sky's the limit. I love how it's going, and we're only in it 3.5 weeks. This is amazing. And all your ETH reflections, I mean, they triple. I mean, I think Ethereum's going to triple this year. It's only $3,500. From my opinion, I really do think it's going to hit 7,500 to $10,000. So, I mean, if that's the point you want to rebuy in, I mean, buy more Sun or keep it or whatever you want to do. But your reflections will they'll be set. You'll be set with reflections.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's setting itself up for a win-win. Ether goes up, your reflections are your reflections are worth a lot more now. And then if there is ever a mega dip and you decide to buy in, you're buying in with money that is free, basically.
And you have a lot more of it. Instead of having the native coin like all these other companies, you have Ethereum, which is just as good as gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. Right now, I'm talking to friends, and I'm talking to older dudes, like friends that are been in the remodeling business, construction workers, things like that. That these guys. I mean, they get paid. They don't got a W-2, um, and they're looking for something. They've got their money in the stock market, and they've got their money in other things, and it doesn't pay shit. Your savings account doesn't pay shit. The stock market barely pays anything in dividends. Um, so to put in something where we have control over, like we have control over this, you invest something in like Amazon and Google, you're at the mercy of them, basically. Like you have no say in what they do. You know, it, you just don't. At least in this, you have a voice. You have a voice chat. You can voice your opinions, your ideas. You can control the narrative. You have direct connection with the team. and you see exactly what's going on. So it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time, guys, before we freaking launch and we never come back.
For generations, we were brought up in this monetary money banking system where you have to put your money on Wall Street and your 401k. And when cryptocurrency came out, it gives you another alternative. And I'll tell you, there's going to be, I think the statistic said there's $7 trillion being passed down to millennials. They're going to put that on their phone. They're going to put that in their central exchanges or their decentral exchanges. They're not going to invest in Wall Street. They want to invest in something on their phone. Cryptocurrency is going to explode. And for us having this so early is amazing. And I really think once we break the institution of Wall Street, 401k, basic, simple, safe, let's do that. People are going to start putting more money into cryptocurrency, and they're definitely are going to reap the rewards.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, the marketing part is easy, guys. The marketing part we are doing, that's gonna come, but the dream of getting that volume, getting that everyday trading back and forth, that's what we're working on right now, and that's what's coming once these influencers hit and start making a bigger name for us.
Yeah, David, over here, what you created is brilliant. People that work two jobs, they could invest a little bit of their money and make these reflections, even live off that. Man, brilliant, man. Thank you.
We invented a mutual fund. That's a cryptocurrency mutual fund.
Yeah, it's you always, when you're in the crypto market, everything's brand new. Everyone's trying something new. A lot of these projects failed because they just tried something new and it didn't work. You know what I mean? They fucked up. You know, a lot of projects I got into, I misresearched it, and then you see a mega dump, and you're like, hey, what happened? They're like, oh, we had to sell because we needed marketing funds. We're like, what the hell? What do you mean? Like, oh shit, yeah, it was something we missed in the contract. Well, okay, all right, so you know what I mean? That these are honest mistakes, but they're real mistakes. It's the infancy of the crypto market right now, and if you can weather the storm, which we can because we're designed that way. I mean, if every single person dumped right now, we would have enough funds to market, buy back, and produce new investors. It's just that's how we're designed. This is to weather every single storm, and the people that did hold. I mean, the amount of reflections would be just stupid insane.
Yeah, I can't wait till the staking comes out. It's gonna be great, and all these little catalysts, and we're at the beginning. This is
Yeah,
awesome. We're at the beginning of Route 66. We're in Chicago on our way to Santa Monica, and we are at the beginning. There's a long road ahead.
yeah, You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Patience pays more than anything, and I can tell. I can tell, like the guys that are in here, the guys that are holding, the guys that are shilling, like a lot of investors that maybe not as in that are not active, um, but they're holding, they still understand. Um, Unfortunately, some people don't get on the AMAs and they don't listen to voice chats, and they miss that opportunity. But there's only so much you can do. You know, there's only so much you can do for those people. But I don't know. I mean, Joe, I know Joe's exhausted. He can't be on here to talk about his experience in Miami today, but I'm sure when he gets his energy back, he's going to tell you guys a lot of stories about the amount of business he was able to gain just in those few nights that he was in Miami.
Well, I appreciate everything you guys do, and I'm excited. This is great. Thank you.
You got it. You got it. This is for all of us. Any questions? Before we end this tonight.
This was great as always. Like you say, people missing out on this great information. But I mean, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink, right? So at this point, I just say, there's like-minded people, and then there's people that just invest, by listening to other people and not actually understanding what they're investing in. So this project is it's brought a lot of I'm not gonna it's brought a lot of comfort to me as an investor, first and foremost. Um, as much as I as much as I've gotten wrecked in the past couple of years, to have a project like this, to actually see something coming out of it is absolutely it's absolutely fantastic, because I think I tried to challenge these guys earlier today in the AMA. In the voice chat. Rob and Brandon and Mike, they can all tell you. I was asking them, like, "Hey, I'm dead ass serious about finding me a project that's better than this project, because if it is, I want to invest." I've literally become spoiled with this project, and you know, and as a YouTuber, I need to move. I need to cover other things, but guess where I keep coming back to this project to talk about it more and more. That's all I got, man.
I feel like I'm in the twilight zone, and I explain to my family enough. This is something you got to get into, and without like shaking them and taking their wallet, I'm not joking. They have to get into this, but I just can't explain it to them. They don't. They got to be on these AMAs to hear it and understand what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason I told like people, like the friends and the family, is just because I don't want to be that person, is to be like, oh, we're super successful, and they're like, how come you never told us about it? So I've told everybody, and I've got a meeting tomorrow to show a couple guys how to navigate the waters and invest their money in this and blah blah blah. So at least at that point they can be part of it, and they can actually reap the benefits of it.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, guys. So yeah, we can call this a night. Big things ahead. We've got a lot of things lined up just for April that are going to be posting, and we're going to see some massive movements. So enjoy the ride. Um, if you got anybody that you feel needs to be in, like, this would be the time while people are still, figuring out what they want to do with their lives. But that's all I got. You know, we're going to be working hard April, and it's going to be a great summer.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.